Hi guys, Christina here again with my dad, and it's a September edition of the Weight Loss Soundbites. Our question this week is, how did you determine your goal weight? Did you simply pick a number, or was this discussed and suggested by your doctor?
Yes.
Yes?
True or false, right? Part of it's guessing and assumptions, and the doctor will kind of look at you. He knows you, and he knows you. He can see beyond the fat, and he'll give you a rough idea of where you should be, how much he expects you to lose. Most people, let's say you're supposed to weigh 175 for your ideal weight, but you weigh 300. He will take those two things into consideration for your height and come up with like maybe 200 pounds, because weight loss typically helps you lose 80% of your overweightness, for lack of a better term. So he'll kind of take that into consideration. And then how you do depends on you. Your body is really the person, the entity, whatever, that determines that. You'll get to a certain point and you'll notice you're kind of there. Your body will start slowing down the weight loss, and it becomes work again. And that honeymoon period is over, where you lose weight whether you want to or not. Because right now you could just say, oh, I'm going to eat what I want.
Yeah.
And you can't eat a lot, but you could eat a lot of the stuff you shouldn't, the high caloric stuff, and you could gain weight. You could gain 10 pounds by this time next week if you wanted to.
If I wanted.
Yeah. So that honeymoon's over, losing weight whether you want to or not. So that's another reason for the support group we talked about the last soundbite. But your body's going to determine that as it slows down. Some people will worry, if I have this surgery and I just keep losing weight until I kind of fade off into nothing. And no, you won't. Your body will find a place where it wants to be, and your caloric intake matches your caloric output, and it'll level off. And then if you want to lose more, you have to up your exercise, or up your exercise and lower your caloric intake. And your body's going to fight that.
Yeah.
Because it wants to stay in a certain place. And your metabolism, you have to up your exercise to keep your metabolism up. But you lower your caloric intake, your body's going to want to lower its metabolism to not lose weight. So you'll reach a point where there's a fight between you and your weight. And you have to learn either the fight's worth it or you're happy where you are. Because by the time you get to that point, you're going to be much, much, much healthier. Which is really what this is all about. It's not about looks. It's not about weight. It's not about waist measurement. It's not about the hourglass figure. It's all about being healthy. Your cholesterol, your triglycerides, your blood sugars, your and your joints, the weight that's on your hips and knees and ankles and all that stuff. So don't worry so much about weight. Weight is good because it gives you a goal, and it gives you something tangible, something to watch, and something to win. But ultimately, worry about health, not the weight.
Crazy. Well, it's my goal weight, what Dr. Peterson was set between 165 and 175. He would be happy if I was at 175. Sorry. And I think that I would be happy staying where I'm at right now. Like, if I didn't lose any more weight, if I stayed right where I am, I think I'm happy because I feel healthier. I'm able to do the things I want to do. I can get into normal clothes. I can go into any store, well, except for a kid's store. I can go into any store I want and find clothes to wear.
Right.
And I think everything but my iron numbers are fine. So I think I think you get so focused on a number, or some people, you can get focused on that number, but I think it should be, like you said, less about the number and the looks and more about your health, because that's the reason why we all got this surgery to begin with, because our health was so bad.
Right.
That we needed to do something.
Yeah, and you've lost, you didn't have many of them. You were on the cusp of having some of them.
Yes.
But a lot of the listeners and myself, I was had sleep apnea, so I wore the mask at night. I was diabetic, so I had a lot of comorbids that are gone. So I'm definitely healthier. Mm-hmm. And one of the good and bad things about the doctor telling you know, I'll be happy if you weigh 175, is you get to 178 and you can't get any lower. You think, oh, I'm a failure.
Yeah.
For 4 pounds.
Yeah.
It's not about that weight. That's just something to keep in. It's just a ballpark target.
Aim for,
yeah. There were people between you and me. Mm-hmm. Ignore the camera.
Yeah.
between you and me, I think you're 9 months out now.
10 months. Yeah.
10 months, and you're within 4 or 5 pounds of your goal weight now, as of this morning.
Well, to the 175, to the higher end of it.
To the higher end of it.
Yeah.
I think you're gonna continue losing weight until you're like in the 168, 169, 167 range. Just because you're gonna maintain your newly modified lifestyle mm-hmm. and your eating habits, and your body hasn't quit adjusting yet.
Yeah. So
you still have some of the malabsorption stuff going on. Mm-hmm. After about a year to 18 months, the part of for Roux-en-Y, for the regular gastric bypass, when they cut your intestine, they bring it up, there's about 1.5 feet that doesn't digest anything. Mm-hmm. Or doesn't absorb anything either, because the digestive juices don't hit the food until after that 1.5 feet. After it reaches that part of the stomach that's wide in. But after about 12 to 18 months, that part of your intestines that they moved up starts adapting. Mm-hmm. And it kind of turns into a partial stomach. Okay. And it will start absorbing stuff. But that hadn't happened to you yet.
No.
And that happens at about 18 months. So you still have the reduced size stomach, so you have restriction going on, and you still have malabsorption going on. So you're going to continue losing weight for a little while longer. So, but you'll be fine right where you are.
Yeah, I mean, I'm good. If like I said, if I stopped today, I would be mentally fine with that. I'd be happy.
Yep, and you should be.
Yeah.
See, all these little things that kind of add up that we talk about give people something to think about. Helps them with their goals. Helps people understand what's going on with their body. A lot of people don't understand that. They go in and the doctor says, okay, we're going to do this, and they say, okay, and you're going to lose weight, and they say, okay. And we need you to modify, we need you to take vitamins, you need to eat smaller stuff. But they don't get some of the, we do, because we've got an exceptional doctor. Mm-hmm. I think he's probably one of the top 5 bariatric surgeons in the country. Not because of his surgical skills, but because of the overall program. Right. And because of his passion, and because of his sincere concern. And he's technically exceptionally competent too. So we've learned some of this stuff that a typical doctor doesn't tell their people. Yeah. We learn things, he calls in other experts into our support group meetings that you need to ask your doctor to invite other people in, that explains these kinds of things to us. So we're very lucky in our journey.
Okay, well that's it for this week, and we'll see you again next week.